Well, hello, we're back. Welcome back to the Bad Boy Line podcast. I'm Asher.
And I'm Cass. We are excited to be back for number 3. Today we got a lot of races have happened in the last little bit in a very short window. So we got lots to talk about.
Yeah.
We got a juicy episode.
The pre-Christmas push is real.
The only, I guess there's Valdezare, but women's speed gets a break over Christmas, which I didn't realize. And everybody else is racing though. Other than that, everybody's just been grinding away. So let's get into it. So I think a big highlight for any Canadian people listening, big highlights over the last week in Val Gardena for the boys.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Showing up.
Yeah. Yeah. Brody had his first race back after ACL injury. Mm-hmm. And like in that one downhill that was super tight, he was like in there. I mean, he was in there the whole time. It was just so tight to the 30 that like, so he had that
was one of the craziest races I've ever witnessed. And it was like so entertaining throughout. Like the last person came down, and it was like you were still very in there.
I know, even like Bryce Bennett. Bryce Bennett had a week
hero.
There. Yeah,
I love that.
For that, I think that was like the North Americans felt that one. It was.
I mean, he got his first win there 2 years ago, and just went and did it again.
It's so funny.
Outside of the 30.
Yeah. Dude. I feel like everybody, because do you remember that video that was going around of him calling his wife and she didn't answer because she wasn't awake?
Yeah.
And so I went and I was looking at his wife's Instagram this day, and literally she had videos of every single like commentator mentioning her when he won. They're like, oh, I hope his wife is awake. She was like, I'm awake, guys, relax.
There's no way I'm missing this for the second time.
Yeah, seriously. So that was a pretty entertaining. So just for some stats here, we had 5 Canadian top 10s over 3 races.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all.
Not too bad.
And did you watch it?
Yeah, it started with the sprint DH, then Super G, then the real downhill. And the sprint DH, I mean, for anyone who didn't watch, was honestly maybe one of the most entertaining races of the year. It
was nuts.
I think with Val Gardena too, when you start the race, it's so dark. I remember talking to Jack about this, and it's so dark for those first guys, and then during the middle and throughout the back half of the race, it just gets bright, and there's so much little terrain in there, and
it keeps it super. Up, it stays entertaining right till the very end because like people are still coming into like the top 10 even in the last 10 guys. It was it was nuts.
I mean, look at Cam on the Super G. He was starting second last or whatever, and came into 9th or 8th.
So that it was kind of I don't know, watching it, to me it literally looked like a high-speed ski cross. I was stunned. And apparently it's not even the scariest of all the downhill races.
Well, Bormio, I think, takes the cake for that one.
Yeah.
I think Bormio just got on another level of dark and icy. Yeah. Val Gardena has the terrain, but it's just it's a different
But it was super entertaining races, like watching guys pop over like gap jumps. I was like, what is going on? We don't do that on the women's side. We're not gapping jumps. Yeah. Yeah, so Bormio or Val Gardena was a wild race. I mean, Jeff had his first top 10 of the season too, which is sweet. Yeah. Jack 5, 6, 5, Cam 10, and then 7 from 63. Yeah, it was overall just pretty
Big
crazy.
Showing up.
I know. I still just like Bryce Bennett actually stole the show there though.
Oh yeah,
it was.
It was like the guys were punching deep, but then Bryce would just come down with a heater, and it's like it's hard not to be stoked on that.
I know, and I think did Jack end up?
Okay, well that race or maybe he on the last day, the downhill, Jack was on the box like 3/10 out, then 2 people came down, bumped him out. Then Bryce came down, and
I was sad because every time he had a good run, I was like, oh, he's got this. And then it's like what you said about the light thing. The light just changes it all, which is sick because you get to watch people that normally have a disadvantage going later have a little bit of an advantage. So it was exciting all around. And then
it was a great
can
race.
we just like first, I didn't even realize that this was happening until it happened, but they went straight from Val Gardena. They drove to Alta Badia and raced the next day.
Well, Badia, it's like 10 minutes away.
Oh, well, that makes it way less dramatic.
It's right next. It's right beside it.
I'm like, they must be driving like 2 hours to a race. No. Okay, that makes it way really less close. Dramatic then, I guess.
But it's still, I mean, like for Marco and all those guys that do both, and Marco to still be
I know
a dog.
To absolutely light up those races in Alta Badia.
Spectacular. But they used to like all the Red Bull guys, so they used to do a hill free ski on, I honestly don't remember what day, but they flew from Val Gardena to Alta Badia. They did a free run on the race run before anybody else would.
That's so funny.
Like in a helicopter.
I didn't know they were that close. That makes it a little, that makes things make a little bit more sense.
Yeah, no, it's not like a big drive.
Yeah.
It's just down the hill.
Okay, got you. And then into Alta Badia.
Yeah, into Alta
Ash,
Badia.
I mean, you lived through it. I don't know if anybody saw Asher pack his shit.
Yeah. I mean, Alta Badia is a really cool race. It's a very demanding slope. It's just constantly changing, and
it looked like it.
Dark as well.
Yeah. You skied good though. You skied really good. Like that section, the right until you crashed, like your section there was really good.
Thanks.
No, it was.
It was we were all
stoked because you were going to be in the 30 for sure. Yeah. You crashed.
It was a big step up from the day prior, but no, I was skiing well, and I just got a little low in the delay, and I was like, I need to carve this delay to take as much speed onto the flats, and I just carved it, sunk, got twisted, and then ragdolled.
I know it was tough. We watched it and it was hard for us. I think all of us screamed a little when you crashed because we all thought you like blew up your knees.
Me living it didn't feel as bad as I guess some other people felt watching it.
Yeah. Have you watched it again yet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I got up and things were all good.
Not before punching the ground though. That's how right after you did that, that's how I knew you were okay. I was like, oh, he's fine. He's fine. The personality's still there at least.
Yeah. Yeah. And I got up and everyone's like, are you okay? And Fist Mike at the bottom, was like, are you okay? You hit the ground pretty hard. It's like, oh yeah, I'm fine. I think it was the adrenaline kind of flowing, but yeah, it was a weird one. I obviously got to the bottom, and then we were going to go race Obregon, which was a Europa Cup slalom. It's like 2 hours away, and driving there, an hour into the drive, about 4.5, 5 hours after I crashed, my ankle just started swelling up like crazy. I was kind of confused at first. I was like, I'm losing mobility in my ankle. Getting a little swollen.
It didn't hurt instantly? It didn't hurt?
No. So like I got to the bottom, hung out for a bit, walked back to the hotel, hung out with my parents for a bit, then packed up. And then we left, and nothing was an issue there. And then we started driving, and it just started swelling up and started to really hurt. And it was so painful. I couldn't rest my foot on the floor of the car because the vibration of the car was so bad. I was like, oh my God, my foot is so broken. It felt like, I don't know if you know where the navicular bone is in your foot. It's right under your ankle.
Okay.
And I thought I broke. It was very tender there, and I was pushing on. I was like, this sucks.
Yeah.
Like it withstand nothing. So I was driving with one of our coaches, and then our physio was in the car behind us. When we got to the hotel in Obregon, I was like, Charlotte, my foot's broken. And then she kind of laughed at first.
For sure, it's broken.
She kind of laughed at first, and you could tell by the expression on my face. It wasn't very funny. And so she was like, okay, well, we should go check this out. And it was just a long, then 2 days of seeing doctors and X-rays and MRIs, but
what did
turns out nothing was wrong. Nothing, not a torn ligament, no nothing. Bones were fine. I guess in my crash, I had so much rotational force in my ankle, I burst a blood vessel.
So wait, the final diagnosis.
Diagnosis was I burst a blood vessel in my ankle, and there's not much room in your foot. I mean, it's so compact, and it just expanded and caused immense pain. But then 2 days later, I was fine. And I've been walking around, and I skied.
Have you skied yet?
Yeah, I did one day in Madonna, just testing it out, and
nice.
It definitely just feels like not a sprained ankle, but like
something's wrong.
Disrupted something in there, and but I'm all good now, and
that's tough. But you didn't race Madonna.
No, didn't race Madonna.
That would have been pretty quick, I guess. Obviously.
But yeah,
was that a bummer? I guess because your family came all the way out.
I know.
To come watch.
Well, my mom and dad.
That's a sick race.
Madonna's really cool. My mom and dad came out and they watched baddies. But Tate, my little brother, he just came from Madonna, so but he got to witness it.
And that's cool.
I mean, it was still cool. And
okay, I don't think this is a very unpopular opinion. I think a lot of people probably agree with me, but I think all slaloms should be night slaloms.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it makes it look like such a.
Okay,
it's like
cool.
Going to a hockey game at night. It's
cool.
Sick. I think it makes it way more fun. You know?
It's cool. But
I mean, I don't have to race them because I don't race slalom, so
it's a lot on the athlete. I mean, like you wake up and you're kind of waiting all day. It's like you don't have that same. Go get them until later in the afternoon when you go do warm up, and then you got to do warm up in the day because it's going to get dark, and then you have a lot of waiting. But it is really cool, and I think it's great for like a couple races a year. Great for the sport. And I think it's really good for the ski community as well. Like,
but it would be like a total burnout. You think if they were all night slaloms?
I mean, yeah, I think it would be
like an emotional burnout, maybe more.
Yeah, I don't think it would be great.
Fair enough.
The longevity there wouldn't be the same as a day.
But okay, back to Alta Badia. Just for 1 second, can we just take a second that freaking Zubo and Odermatt were 2 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. When Zubo came down, 2 seconds in the lead, there's no way. He had such a good run.
Yeah,
I really thought there was no way.
He was skiing really well. And it's just like one of those hills. There's like little times to bleed, and he was just like so on it and like making speed. And then Odermatt's Odermatt. He's just a wizard.
2 seconds. I think like today in training, I like kind of stopped and then went back in the course, and that was 2 seconds slower than the rest of my runs. To be 2 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. Yeah. And it's not like people are like bad skiers.
Oh, it's very impressive.
Like it's nuts. Yeah. I was baffled watching it. Men's GS is crazy. It's also it's like they haven't given you guys easy hills at all. Like conditions wise and hill wise,
so Badia was actually a bloodbath. I think there was very black and white with the conditions. Like you either had grip, you were fine, or you didn't have enough. And I think if you were on it, you did. Like first day I wasn't really skiing great. So I felt a little bit weak in that sense, but second day on it, way better. It was a little bumpy, but it maintained really well throughout the entire
it wasn't
race.
Like atrociously bad.
No.
Or anything like
that.
But
it was so warm there. It was like 10 degrees at the top of the gondola. But the good thing about the race run is that it's all in the shade.
It's all dark.
It's all in the shade, so it's way colder.
Yeah, that's like Pano. That's why you can ski in Pano till so late, and it's so good on Old Timer at the end of the year. It's because it's dark as hell there at the start of the year. It's nice. Yeah. So, okay, on to Courchevel night slalom. Did you watch the ladies' night? Did you see Atlee?
Yeah, Atlee.
Dude.
So we turned it on, and I was like, I can't tell if the snow is like good or really awful.
Apparently they said it didn't feel that bad, but after the forerunners there were like train track ruts.
Yeah, well, and then I watched them. I missed like the first 4 girls, and
Yeah.
And then I rewatched them, and I was like, it looks like they've been running 30th with the 4 runners and the 3 girls that went before them. There's already a few inch.
Yeah, there was like almost no bib advantage because by the time like bib 5 came around, it was already bumpy and rutted.
Yeah.
But that was tough. But so Allie, again, if anybody missed it, Allie slid through the finish line, and
she like high-sided on the third last gate, stuck around the second, and then just slid through the finish.
Crazy. Like her skis made it around the second last gate, and she had some skill to pull that one off. But
it kind of scared me too because they were reviewing it. But as soon as the camera went, the banner was right in the way of the second last gate, so you couldn't actually see like
if she made it around or not. Yeah, I know. No, it was crazy. So she honestly, if she hadn't went out there, she was like on track to be in 4th or 5th, I think. Like with her splits at that point, she was skiing really well.
Also, the setting was like
it was a little tough to watch. Yeah,
it was like
just super awkward for how bad the snow was.
It was just like tight combos, offset combos.
Yeah.
Not much flow.
Mm-hmm.
And then I actually think it rained for some portion of the night.
It was so foggy and gross there. But okay, so I asked Allie actually about this because when she came through the finish, it looked like she slid under the eyes, and so it was saying DNF. So I was like, I asked her, I was like, oh, did you have to go ask them like or like protest or something? And she, I guess, in the finish, went right up to the FIS guys and was like, I went around the gate. Why don't I have a time? And they were like, oh. And they, I guess, hadn't realized yet at that point that she didn't have time. So they stopped the race for like a few minutes to get her a time. But in the end, and I think she ended up top 15 anyways. So slay Allie. But yeah, it was a little nuts. Also, just a funny little tidbit from that race. 2 girls straddled the first gate.
Okay.
One fell out of the start.
Poor Italian girl.
I know.
What's her name?
Marta Rossetti.
That was.
She fell out of the start. I felt bad for her.
She missed her pole.
Yeah.
And then straddled the first gate.
Well, I felt really bad for her for that one.
I was like, oh my god, I'm sorry.
But then apparently another German girl just like was a little too excited and straddled. Have you ever done that in a race?
Second gate.
It's
second gate.
You're like almost doing a turn at that point, so I can kind of see it. The first gate,
it was like a huge rut. And my ski just went boom, straddle. I was like,
God, straddles are the worst. I hate watching people straddle. I hate it because
they can be super aggressive. Like if it's okay, if it's just like a little like pressure too early and you pick up and you straddle, it's okay. But when you hook in the ankle twists,
well, that's what Lo did. I mean, Lo, I'm sure you've heard Lo's injured right now because she badly sprained her ankle. She has a high ankle sprain, so she's apparently doing well. She is the queen of coming back better than she left. So I'm really not that stressed for her, but it really sucks. Like we miss her a lot right now at the moment. But yeah, 2 girls straddling the first gate. That was tough to watch. And the just other little things from that race. The Norwegian girls killed it. Like the Kristen, who she's been injured for a bit, she killed it. I was so stoked to watch her like come. It was just, and there's some people that you really want to see do well, and I feel like those girls are just the people that you want to see do well.
Yeah,
like they're entertaining and they ski fast and they're powerful and it was sweet. And Paula had a top 5 with a massive mistake too, like podium skiing, but massive mistake. So
it was a very entertaining race.
Yeah. And then I guess from there it was just.
Then we had Madonna the next day.
Madonna, yeah. The night slalom, the 2 night slaloms made it. It was really fun to watch. Like I think in North America maybe has less pizzazz.
I mean, I don't. You wouldn't get nearly the same.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just easier. You're not
around.
You're not waking up in the middle of the night, I guess. But yeah, Madonna, thoughts? It was a good race. It was a really good race,
but I mean, Madonna's a great hill. I mean, it's a great atmosphere, and
Dave on the podium.
It was Dave. Love Dave. Beauty.
I wish I could hear the British commentators when that was happening. Dave, the rocket riding, here British he comes.
Number 1. Yeah, no, I was stoked for him, and honestly, it would turn out to be a great second run. What I heard, it was prepped really well, tons of injection, and but again, it was warm during the day, so I think it. I don't know if you've never skied like wet ice before. It's just like when you push into the ice, it kind of shrunk a little bit. That's what I was kind of getting some feedback from the guys, but but yeah, for the most part, it was good. And then
for you? Who was your standout skier for that? Because I felt like it was kind of fun. Like there were some, not random results, but like results that, like, it's a good result for those people. Like it's not just the basic 1, 2, 3. Who was your standout performance?
I mean, I was happy that Marco went from 5 to 1.
Yeah, that's cool.
Honestly, like, kind of props on Noel. I mean, obviously he wanted to win, but I mean, nobody else was coming down around him and being relatively fast. So it was sweet. I was really rooting for Timo Haugen.
Yeah, us too. It's just nice to see, like, I mean, is he? For some reason I'm thinking he's young, but I don't know if he's actually that young. I was gonna say it's nice to see a younger athlete in the men's field. I guess the peaking age is more like 30, 32 ish. So
I would say 32. Come on.
No,
I'd say it's like mid late 20s.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, but it's nice to see people that you like kind of root for do well. It's always just.
I mean, so I don't know if you caught this, but on the first run, a Swedish kid named Fabian Schwartz lost his pole on like the 10th gate.
Yeah,
and then was skiing down like this, and he was actually skiing really well for not
like
having
an
a
absolute baller.
Yeah. Super unfortunate. It just wrong place, wrong time with his hand, and it got bumped off in a hairpin. And I mean,
and he was giggling in the finish.
He broke both his skis too. They're just like peeled. I was like, he came down. He's like, "Oh, that's one ski broken. Oh, my other ski's broken too."
And this kid gets his equipment sorted out. He's gonna be having some fast runs.
But it was an entertaining night.
It was it was cool to watch. And I don't know if you can rewatch it on CBC, but if there was a race, I mean, I would recommend watch a sprint downhill for sure in Val Gardena. Yeah. But if you don't have a lot of time and you just want to watch like a really good second run, I think this was one of my favorite second runs to watch of the year.
Yeah,
it was good skiing all around.
Yeah.
So that's kind of all for the races that have happened lately. In other skiing news, Stef Fleck took a massive tumble in Val d'Isère. That was tough.
I mean, what I've heard from the guys that have raced it, it's that finish. It's just a constant right footer, and you kind of have to like sneak back up if you're a little low and you're tired, and it's. I mean, that's where Brody.
Yeah.
Had a little tumble.
I know. Oh, it was hard. Like. Yeah, that it's just one of those things, especially when it's like a Canadian, somebody that you're friends with, watching people crash. It really fun. Puts a nasty little pit in your stomach. But she's doing better, and we like wish her nothing but good vibes and good juice, as she's been saying. But I think good juice. I think she's been updating on Instagram pretty frequently. So if people are interested in following along in her recovery, I think it's going to be a bit of a long recovery. So yeah, you definitely go check out her Instagram for more information on kind of what's going on. I think she'll put more out as she figures more out too, because there's just a lot going on. So yeah. But yeah, it was really hard to watch her.
Yeah.
Watch her crash like that, because after it happened, I was like, oh no, that's gonna be a season one. And like it was kind of obvious when it happened.
It's a toughie.
Yeah. And then another spicy thing happening in alpine skiing news is Francesca Gritsch. I don't know if people have heard. I don't know if this is like a big in the North American topic, but
I doubt it. But
yeah, well, she's Austrian, so I don't know if many people would like North Americans would really know who she is that much. But she posted actually something on Instagram. So again, we don't know all the details. You can check out her Instagram, check out the articles that people have been putting out about it. But basically, she started dating her coach and got kicked off the Austrian team. Yeah. And now she's going private with that coach. It's a fun little
on the guy's side, I haven't heard much. I just heard a little snippet of it. And
that probably never happens on the guy's side. Well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe here and there with like...
I don't think so.
I don't even know. Probably not.
I haven't heard anything, but...
Yeah. So that's a fun little...
yeah.
Thing that... But, I guess it didn't really... her... Courchevel was her first race as, like, an independent racer, technically. She's not with the Austrian Federation. Yeah, she still came, like, 11th. So, you go, girl.
Like, watching her, she's been skiing...
Yeah.
Pretty well.
That's just crazy. Dating your coach.
Do we know the how old is Francesca?
She
is it Francesca or friend?
Yeah, Francesca. I want to say she's like a 95 maybe. So like at that, it's not like she's a kid. It's not like, it's just like, I guess that's her dating pool. I don't really know. I'm not judging. If you want to like actually know more about the situation, there's like been media articles, and she actually posted something about it herself. So get it straight from the source. Maybe don't listen too much to what we're saying. I don't know.
We heard from a friend of a friend, so
yeah, exactly.
Take it with a grain of salt.
Exactly. Yeah. And then actually the other thing, I guess this isn't really like news, but this was just something that happened. But Luke Winters like started in what's it called?
That was another thing that happened to Madonna. So
yeah, this is another thing that was going on. Ash, fill us in. I don't really know the whole thing.
This happened to Luke, bib 29. He said ready go, went, and they're like start stop. Stops right on the start ramp, looks up, and like arms in the air. What the hell's going on? I actually didn't talk to Luke, so I don't like know what went through his mind. But there were some gates kind of popping out at the bottom of the pitch. But the biggest thing was slippers were falling down the race run or the pitch, and the one for Luke went right into the nets, like big hold. So that was unfortunate, and also it happened twice that night. I think the second time to Dominic Rashner. I could be very wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was him. He went on to ski well, but
I felt bad for Luke. That's tough.
I know.
Because he went like quite quickly after that. Like he must have
he hiked
his
up
skis off, walked up, and gone right away.
Yeah, he just hiked right around and went back to the start.
Yeah, I felt for him.
Yeah, it's a tough. It's a tough go around.
But the slippers fall. I feel like everybody, like all our coaches or people who have worked on race courses, they have their one story of the time that they fell down the World Cup track, and it never gets less funny. But it's just like it sucks. That sucks for Luke. I feel bad for him.
Yeah, it's tough.
Regards, but yeah. That's kind of all I got though for this last 2 weeks.
You guys got Leanne's coming up.
We got Leanne, so we head to Leanne's tomorrow, and then we got a GS and slalom there.
Right now,
we're in Italy, but we're super close. We're like 2 hours away, so
okay,
we'll be going pretty quick. When are you back to races and training and all that shit?
I'm here in Bolzano right now. Then we'll leave here on the 28th. We'll go to Schladming for a few days, prep for Adelboden, and then I think Adelboden's the 6, 7, whatever that first weekend is.
Nice. So you got some time, I guess.
Yeah, we got a little bit of time.
The foot's feeling all right?
Yeah, ish. It'll be fine.
As good as a pop blood vessel could feel, I guess.
Yeah. It'll be fine in a boot. But yeah. So that's that, and then back to racing. It's been a nice little break.
Yeah.
You guys haven't. You kind of did.
We had a. When did we even race last? Oh yeah, I raced St. Moritz.
Oh yeah.
I barely even count that as racing. I skied like 6 games. So it's been a sec for me, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to get back into it. It should be good. So yeah, we'll probably be back like after Adelboden.
I say Appledoden.
We'll be back after that one.
Hopefully there's more snow than last year.
Yeah. Well, we have Kranjska that weekend too, so
right.
Snow there as well, and hopefully there's snow everywhere. I'm hearing just everywhere, all around, where it's not looking good.
Lacking in the snow department. It's not even just over here. I mean, home's pretty brutal too.
Tough. Well, we're wishing everybody to get snow for Christmas and New Year's and all that good stuff. But yeah, that's all from us for these last few races.
Lovely Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, hope y'all enjoyed following along these last few races. If you didn't watch them, maybe just watch a quick recap on YouTube so you know what we're talking about. Or we could be your recap. So there you go. We're keeping everybody involved in the ski racing world. But it's been fun so far this season. I think there's a lot of good racing and a lot of good stuff still to come. So stay tuned, everybody.
Yeah.
I think that is all from us.
That's that. Cool. Well, thanks for listening to another episode of the Bad Boy Line.
Yes.
Appreciate it, and we will see you guys next time.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I don't think you follow people on YouTube, but subscribe to us on YouTube. We're on Spotify. Still working on Apple Podcasts, but we'll get there.
Beautiful.
So tune in, share with your friends, and let us know what you think. We're just getting started, so I say this every time. It'll get better, but I think we're Yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody. Cool. We'll talk soon.
Peace.
Woohoo. Stop it.